What's up, everyone? Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd, doing my preparation for slash rundown for Thursday, May 25th, 2023. So I am starting here with right at data. So we shall see if things change quite a bit after data. So today we have GDP and jobless claims right now. Pretty much right at this moment. So we'll see if much changes. We are opening well above, well out of balance on NQ and ES. So it's a very large gap up open on NQ, and on ES we do have a gap up open. So that's the first thing that stood out to me that was very notable. Not much reaction yet, but we shall see. So if the gap up open changes for ES, we'll take a look. But NQ has such a ways to go to fill the gap that, I think the probabilities are not super high that we fill the gap after data or even maybe in the regular trading hours session. So that's the first thing I noticed. Pretty straightforward. It's all about the gap fill this morning. How much gap fill there is, if any, will be telling. And ES has, is much closer to the gap fill than NQ. We're about 10 handles from it. And NQ is, well above it. And I think it's because of the NVDA earnings that just gave tech a pretty big boost. And I think it just trickled. No, it was mostly NVDA. Did Google have earnings? No. But Google, pretty big move. Overnight session, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla even gap ups. But NVDA, I think it was just a pretty big boost for tech. So those are the things on the forefront of my mind. The gap up opens on both ES and NQ opening well out of balance, and tech getting a pretty decent boost. So I'll quickly go over what buyers want to see. I kind of went over it already, but buyers want to stay above the open and find acceptance above the overnight high to continue to press the issue. So buyers want minimal gap fill as well. So, if we fill the gap and then bounce from the regular trading hours high, buyers are still okay. And buyers are still okay if we hold the value area high here at 412.925. Buyers could still continue to build value higher. So, keeping an eye on yesterday's value as well. On NQ, goal for buyers is, to stay above the open and get acceptance above the overnight high to continue to press the issue. Buyers are still positioned well, even if we hold the value area high here. Buyers wouldn't want to see this kind of retracement, but, buyers could still build value higher if we hold the value area high from yesterday. If buyers do fill the gap, we're still well out of balance. So buyers positioned well on NQ, with such an outsized move, and well above the regular trading hours high. So overnight inventory is net long on both ES and NQ, meaning the morning will be all about overnight inventory correction if we get any. So we can see here that most of the overnight inventory, or all of it on ES, was above the previous day close, and on NQ, most of the overnight inventory was above the previous day close by over 200 handles. So wouldn't be surprised with some overnight inventory correction. Looks like we're getting a little bit here in pre-market. Still early, but could be some data reaction in there. Doesn't look like a very strong data reaction yet, so maybe that was it, but we shall see. So gap up opens still stand for sure. That's a pretty straightforward rundown. What sellers want to see on ES is the gap fill. Then after the regular trading hours high, they want to get to the overnight low. And then if below the overnight low, if acceptance below the overnight low, we're looking at the value area high. And if acceptance back into yesterday's range, we're looking back at the previous day close and POC, which are relatively close to each other. Then the value area low down here, and right after the regular trading hours low. So no change for day plus sellers without getting below the regular trading hours low down here, and no change for day plus buyers without acceptance over the overnight high, because we did make a new high in the overnight session, and cash market buyers want to affirm overnight buyers. Just adjusted the overnight high there a little bit. So goal for sellers on NQ is first and foremost trying to get to the overnight low, because we're well above the regular trading hours high. If acceptance below the overnight low, eyes on the regular trading hours high for the gap fill. If below the regular trading hours high and back into yesterday's range, eyes on the previous day close and value area high, which are relatively close to each other. And if back into yesterday's range, eyes on the POC. And then we have the value area low here at roughly 13.5880.50. And then we have the regular trading hours low down here. So no change for day plus sellers without getting acceptance under the regular trading hours low, and no change for overnight for buyers without getting over the overnight high, because we made a new high in the overnight session, and cash market buyers want to affirm overnight buyers to have conviction in continuing to press the issue. All right, so that's kind of a synopsis or like a overview of what I'm looking at on the day time frame references. I do have a few 1 minute ranges. So on ES I have 1 minute range from this session. It was from Tuesday, May 16th, and we have this low here from Friday, May 12th that I drew up, and it held here. This POC is holding here from that 1 minute range, and I might mark up, this is kind of a nice one up here. Yeah, definitely gonna mark up this one real quick. Just noticing some sideways action here. Gonna mark that up because I think buyers would want over this little range for conviction in further upside. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have there. Yeah, we rejected from it cleanly here in the overnight session. Oh, this was yesterday's overnight session. But yeah, I think buyers would want over this range here and over the overnight high. For NQ, the few ranges I have are from a couple days from this week, essentially. So we have this range from Monday, this range from Tuesday, this range from Tuesday, and yeah, so just looking at these as potential areas sellers would have to get through, and yeah, just keeping an eye on that. So I'll quickly go over the it's kind of a lot of space up here. I think buyers, if they get over this high in the overnight session, could be a good look for buyers. But keeping an open mind, we are opening at a balance, and overnight inventory is net long, so we shall see. All right, so quickly on the daily. So for the dailies on ES, I'm using the hourly time frame because it's giving me a little bit more detail than the daily, because we had this big candle on the daily, and I wanted to include some of it here, like after the first, from May 5th, like, I just wanted to include this candle because for May, like the later, after the morning on May 5th, we had kind of a little bit of, I think, balance, and then this next leg up, and I wanted to include that in this range, and the hourlies helped me kind of add that a bit better. And we can see we held the POC here. So yeah, just a bit more clarity on the hourly. And then I also have this hourly range here from April 13th through April 25th. And we got above the POC. So I'm thinking the next area we want to get to is this value area high here. And I'm just going to mark it up in blue. So yeah, just keeping an eye on that. We do have this little hourly range that I'm going to draw up real quickly on ES. No, I did already draw it up. Okay, cool. So rejected right from the POC at the moment. So buyers do want acceptance above, this little hourly range. But yeah, next level is, I'm thinking on the daily, is this value area high from this range here. And if above that, looking at the POC of 2.113 here, 2.1 to 2.1723, sorry, not 13. So yeah, just some upside references I'll be looking at. And I think buyers should be trying for the value area high of this range at 17225 if we can get over this little hourly range here. Okay, so that's NQ. Let me go to the hourlies. No, that was ES. My bad. Yeah, excuse me. So yeah, we're rejecting from the POC of this little balance here from a couple days ago, or Tuesday and Wednesday, May 23rd and May 24th. If acceptance above that, we do have this 419 hourly range from back here, which made the highs, the value area low, held here, POC held here, and we held it here. So I think it's still telling a fairly good story. Probably could mark up this little range instead, this little EQ. That could be a bit more relevant, but still fairly similar to that range, so I'll just leave it drawn up. So if we get above this POC, I'm looking at this POC next, and if above that, at this here. So if I grab my daytime frame references, we'll just take a quick look just to get a visual here. So the overnight high, we're making it right here at this POC of this 523, 524 range. No change for sellers if not getting below the POC of this 454623 range down here. So this POC. And we don't fill the gap unless we get under the value area low of this 5558323 range. So we'll be keeping an eye on that because we have the RTH high right here. If we get convincingly below this value area, we could potentially try for the gap fill. But if we hold this, then it wouldn't be much acceptance below the gap fill, and buyers could look to continue to press the issue. And I'm looking at this 585923 range down here. So right now we're breaking through this POC, so eyes on this POC next. I'll be looking at. All right, so yeah, we shall see. I'll have to adjust my overnight high again because buyers are really pressing the issue here. So yeah, just gonna adjust it a little bit here. All right, cool. So yeah, and there could be a good play setting up there if we get another bull break with no follow through, but yeah, just gonna look at that after. On NQ on the daily, let's see. Yeah, it's okay. NQ on the daily, we're getting above this POC of 37,316.22. Notable if we get acceptance above. If we don't get acceptance above, sellers should be looking for the value area high of this 811.22 range at roughly 13,753. And if we get acceptance above, buyers should be looking for the value area high here of this range at roughly 1498. All right, and if below this one, I'm looking at the value area low of this 37316 range at roughly 13653. Okay, cool. So on the hourlies, let me bring up the daytime frame references again. So on the hourly for NQ, the overnight high is roughly, approaching the POC of this 815, 817.22 range. We don't get under the overnight low unless getting under the value area low of this 817, 818 range. So, if buyer, that's a potential area for buyers to maybe hold if we get down there. Yeah, we don't get acceptance under the regular trading hours high if we don't get below these couple of ranges down here. So if we don't get back there, then no acceptance back into yesterday's range. And we don't get acceptance back into yesterday's value without finding acceptance under this little range here. And yeah, we don't get acceptance under the regular trading hours low unless finding acceptance under this 838922 POC. And we would need to get below this low to approach this range at 821, 822.22, which the value area high is roughly at 13,534.75. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on. We'll be keeping an eye on this POC here, and we do have quite a few ranges here that sellers would have to get through. So it could be kind of potential if sellers manage to get down to some of these levels. I think these could be potential areas where buyers could look to defend. And we have plenty of space for 4-hour higher lows on the futures. So yeah, definitely opening quite a bit out of balance on NQ. We do have this little range here. It's in the overnight session, and there's not too much. There's a little bit more volume than usual, I guess. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on this range, as buyers or sellers would have to get through this little range here to kind of go on the offensive. So yeah, I think this little range was from yesterday that I drew up. It was from Tuesday. Probably going to leave that up there. I think I drew it up on the 1 minute also, but I'll leave it up there. I think it's telling a good story. But yeah, we would have to get below this price action from the overnight session for sellers to start, I think, going more on the offensive. Yeah, which is like this bit of balance here. And I'm using this little range here because sellers would have to get below this, I think, a bit more convincingly, because it held the high here in the overnight session. Value area high held here. So yeah, just going to keep an eye kind of in this area to see if sellers can get to the overnight low. Yeah, that's all I got for today. Again, front and center, I guess, would be, the gap up open, just to see how much gap fill we get, and just recognizing that we are pretty much like really out of balance on NQ, and going to see how that plays out today. Quick sector overview on the hourly. SPY gap up open, QQQ gap up open. We are bumping into this value area low of a daily range. That was a big gap up open. XLF, yeah, relatively weaker, closer to its low of yesterday. IWM kind of in the middle of the range. Yeah, right at its previous day close. Yeah, so growth has to decide like what team it wants to join. Which I saw a post, from Dan yesterday about that. XLE closer to the low of yesterday, so relative weakness. XBI a little bit closer to the high of yesterday, showing a bit of strength here in pre-market. Yeah, so maybe XBI is looking for a daily higher low. We shall see. And let me just look at the daily real quick, because I'm curious. Yeah, XBI could be looking for a daily higher low. XLV, or is it? Yeah, still in a daily uptrend. Or we lost the daily uptrend. Nope, we didn't lose the daily uptrend. No, I don't think we did. Yeah, no, we didn't. Right, because we bounced higher high, pull back, bounced. And yeah, so we didn't lose a daily uptrend yet. XLV. Or is that a head and shoulders? No. XLV on the hourly. We are below the low of yesterday, so like a lot of relative weakness relative to tech and the broader market and SPY. So yeah, XLV with a gap down open, a little gap down open under the low of yesterday. XLU at the low of yesterday, or testing the low. So we'll see if XLV and XLF can join Team Bull today. That'll be notable with tech being so strong. So we'll see if money comes into the market. I think maybe buyers want to jump in with so much strength in tech. SMH, very large gap up open, again due to NVDA. So yeah, for SMH, I'm not even sure what the next key upside reference is. We're opening up here. So yeah, I'm looking at the value area high here of this this range right here. Yeah, so going to keep an eye on that, as that could be the next reference buyers are looking to target. It's roughly at 140.59. All right, so let's go to tech. Apple, closer to the high of yesterday. We're bumping up against the value area low of a daily range. Amazon, kind of in the middle of yesterday's range. A little bit weaker than Apple, I would say. Or no, yeah, Apple's a little bit stronger, a little bit above the midpoint from yesterday. Netflix is closer to the low of yesterday, but holding some hourly pivots. Netflix, yeah, if it holds this hourly higher low, let's see, Netflix is, yeah, it could continue its daily, it did shape up a daily higher low yesterday, so we'll see if buyers continue to press the issue. Yeah, we are below this POC though, so maybe sellers look for this value area low. Google approaching a daily POC, but big gap up open. Yeah, space for hourly higher lows. Microsoft, big gap up open, back into this daily range. Buyers might be looking for this POC here at 33502, which would be pretty aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised with a little bit of consolidation prior to trying to tag that level. So maybe we pull back to the value area low here. The value area high of this daily range, maybe get a bounce. Or if buyers are feeling really aggressive, they could continue to press the issue up to 335.02. Okay, Meta kind of in the middle of two daily ranges, potential for maybe some oscillation here, but gap up open, so showing some relative strength here in pre-market above its high of yesterday. Tesla, it's at the value area high of this daily range, pretty good gap up open, so wouldn't be surprised if buyers look to this value area low here at 190.16. Yeah, and if not, then we could test the POC here at 185.02. So maybe some oscillation around here to then break to this value area high. And if below this POC, I'm looking at the value area low here at 182.29. All right, and NVDA with kind of the star of the show, very big gap up open, and yeah, space for hourly higher lows. We're opening really, much higher. So let me see. Are we at all-time? Yeah, blue sky breakout on NVDA here in pre-market. Let me just double check, make sure that's no. Are we? Yeah, blue sky breakout. Yeah, NVDA at the highest levels it's seen ever. So we shall see. We're kind of in kind of thin air up here, not too much price action up here. So the only level we have really is this daily POC here at 330.68, which is quite a ways away. Wow, that's a huge gap up open. My goodness. So we would need to drop 19 to 20% to try to get to the daily value area high here, which I don't know how likely that is, but we shall see. NVDA could continue to press the issue, in which case it would really help tech. Yeah, so that's all I got for this morning. We're approaching an hourly POC up here on NQ. We'll see if buyers can get acceptance above this daily POC. And yeah, I mean, buyers are positioned well to try to get to this value area high at 1498. So I'll be keeping my eye on that. I'll see if it's like an aggressive gap and go situation, or if we get some consolidation initially. We are pretty, on NQ, we're pretty hot, I think, on the RSI. Yeah, hourly RSI 71. But given context, we could continue to press the issue. Buyers might want to take advantage of this momentum and continue to press the issue to at least get to this daily value area high. Oops. Yeah, this daily value area high at 1498 up here. Anything less than that, and I'll be paying attention. Maybe we oscillate a little bit around the POC, maybe bear break with no follow through and do something like this. It can happen many ways, or we oscillate around, bull break, no follow through, and then back test like this. So either way, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this daily range for NQ and this hourly POC that we're approaching here at 13,978.75. So yeah, that's all I got for this morning. Yeah, and ES went over all that. Yeah. Yeah, ES, I'm using the hourly charts for this. Yeah, ES might be trying to get to this value area high at 417225. But yeah, gonna keep an open mind, and minimal trades for me today. Just gonna try to be very picky, yeah, see how today goes. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the trade review a little bit later today. Thank you.